short and sweet. I wanted to talk to you today about me time and this little pivot that I'm doing. I'm moving from just a general life coaching into really helping whoever's on Substack and wants to make this publication that you're creating into a little business, into a little side hustle without taking on personal risk, endangering your savings or anything like that. So I've decided to go out and pivot a little bit towards helping you guys create a solid business. Part of that is offering terms and conditions, but also giving you little snippets of things you need to keep in mind when you're creating podcasting and whatever you're doing here on Substack. Of course, for paid subscribers, you get templates and actually office hours with me. I'm an ex-lawyer. I work with IT companies for more than a decade, helping them scale and build business and reduce risk. And that's what everyone should do. When I started my business, my biggest fear, and I don't know if anyone shares this, was that I wanted to try something, but I didn't want to risk my savings on doing a business. And I had this kind of almost irrational fear about it. Then I realized, hang on a minute, I'm a lawyer. What I need to do is just have terms and conditions in place that limit my risk to what's the minimum acceptable to me. And when I do that, I can create, I can help people, I can make some revenue, hopefully, without feeling like I'm putting my livelihood on the line. I want to help people, but that needs to be balanced. And I started talking to Christina God the other day about how Substack terms are not protecting you as a creator. And what I mean by that is that the Substack terms speak between about your relationship with Substack, you as a creator in Substack, but it doesn't speak at all about you and your subscribers. What about if you decide to pivot in terms of content? And you have paid subscribers, what will they do? Will they be able to unsubscribe? Would they be able to get a refund? What do you do when you provide some advice, someone takes it seriously and they lose a lot of money, or there's a really serious consequence of the things you're saying, and then they come after you? Well, if you have terms and conditions in place, then you might be protected because you set a limit to how much risk you accept under each subscription relationship. So that's why it's so important to have terms and conditions. And unfortunately, and also for a good reason, Substack doesn't fill in the terms and conditions that you have with your subscribers. That's what you should do. And actually, it's possible to do from the settings section in your dashboard under privacy. There's create your own privacy terms or privacy policy and create your own publisher terms. And those publisher terms is where you put the contract between you and your subscriber, where you limit risk, where you disclaim warranties that you're gonna fix everyone's problems through the things that you're posting here. And it's all about just balancing what you're doing in terms of the value you're giving and also the value that you're getting. That's what contracts are for, is to balance out the risks and make sure that everyone is getting a fair deal when it comes to the content that you create, the business that you're building here on Substack. If you're building a business, if you're just writing about your hobbies and about your country, I know Yar Kumar, hello, he always shares beautiful photos from his home country, then you probably have nothing to worry about. You're doing it as a hobby, you're showing who you are, you're writing, you're fine. But the moment that you are providing advice, let's say crypto, legal, psychology, coaching of any kind, business advising, all the people that are teaching you how to grow your Substack and what to do and what not to do, those people write professional advice. So without contracts in place to limit the risk, you might be basically uncovered if one of your subscribers is unhappy with what you're doing. Let's give Substack as an example. What Substack is doing between you and them, they limit liability between you and Substack to $100 if you're not creating any revenue for them. And if you're creating some revenue, to max what you get in a year from Substack. Everything else is on you. Whatever happens, it's your problem. And that's not great, but that's very normal. And if companies do that at a high level, I think it's more than fair for creators here that take part of their precious time to teach other people, to connect with other people, to build communities, to also protect themselves and their livelihood when they come here, offering their knowledge, offering their advice. So that's all I'm trying to say. And now just to kind of add to this what you can do today, what I'm going to do is in the next week, I will create a little template of a disclaimer that you can attach on your Substack, just to kind of have at least the first peace of mind in terms of I'm creating here on Substack, but I want no liability out of it. I cannot promise that, but at least I'll give you a little disclaimer that you can put on if you subscribe, so you can share here and kind of remove kind of the label that you're giving advice. Then what paid subscribers get is templates for terms and conditions specifically created for Substack. So if you have a business that you're operating here, it's protected because now you have terms and conditions. It limits your risk. It talks about IP rights. What if you have a podcast and the guest is coming on, you're recording it, you're publishing it, and then a month later or whatever, they reach out to you and like, you need to take that episode down for whatever reason. But maybe that episode is also an episode that is sponsored. So your sponsor would not be very happy if you took that episode down. What do you do then? That's why you need terms and conditions, because you need to govern what could happen within your business. And because any template is impossible to cover all the creative and beautiful ways that Substack creators use the platform, I not only offer the templates, but I also offer office hours where you can book me throughout the week, or I think it's just Wednesday, but there's a few time slots where you can book me. So you can actually go through the terms that you've generated via my template, and we can see together if we need to add anything else to make them even stronger. So that's what I'm doing. But I'm not giving up on life coaching, teaching you about joy and how that kind of counterbalances the stress and heaviness that life can also bring. But on top of that, just to bring you more value and bring something that I've been doing for 10 plus years and helping companies, now I want to help you guys instead. So it's just something extra. I'm not giving up on joy. I'm not giving up on life coaching, but I'm just adding a bit of extra value to you guys. So hopefully you get something out of it. So I just want to keep this short. So I'm going to tell you kind of the hierarchy of what you should do if you provide some sort of advice over Substack. First thing is to have a disclaimer, and all my subscribers will receive an email with a disclaimer template in the following days. Second that you should do is have terms and conditions. And of course, you can ask trustees at ChatGPT to create something for you. But ChatGPT doesn't know how Substack works and the different things that we can do there. So it's going to be difficult, especially if you're not a lawyer and you don't know what to look in terms of terms and conditions. So a better option is using my terms and conditions generator. And then the even better option is working with a lawyer and getting them to create very custom terms for yourself. That can be very expensive. I think might not be able to get it for under €1,000. So subscribing to Me Time, if I remember correctly, it's $59 a year. I think that's a bargain, and you get office hours with me too. I might have to change my mind about the pricing because it's a bit ridiculous. But I'm starting out here and I want to help people, and then I want to get the feedback from you guys so I can solidify this offer even further. So for now, it's kind of this promotional thing where I'm offering it for very cheap, giving access to a IT lawyer and getting templates to protect your Substack business and create whatever you want to create, help people the way you want to help, and also sleep well at night, not worrying that whatever you're doing here might, you know, create a situation where you get sued or anything like that. God forbid. But that's why our terms and conditions are so important. You don't need to get them from me. You can create them yourself. You can talk to a lawyer but please do it if you provide advice here. And if you want a solution that's ready and in 10 minutes you can create it, you ask my generator that I've created 6 questions and you get your terms and conditions ready to go. You add them on Substack, then you can also do that. But it's your choice. That's up to you. Just wanted to share the information and kind of explain why I've started talking about business and kind of pivoted a bit from like life coaching and joy into legal things and terms and conditions. It sounds like it's different, but in a way, I'm speaking about the same thing. I'm speaking about people that have done the corporate life, have done the career, and maybe want a bit more on the side or moving forward. They want to build a business, but maybe they don't have the skills, confidence, or the legal acumen to be able to take care of those things. So I want to help. That's about it. If you guys have any questions for me or any doubts about things in terms of how you're working with Substack, the terms from Substack, the privacy policy, things like that, DM me. I'm curious about what your doubts are, what your questions are, and I'll be glad to answer them in a future live or in a post or things like that. I think my knowledge and my passion for the law doesn't have to die with the fact that I'm leaving corporate world, and I can help real people that have a dream and want to build something for themselves and to help other people. So that's it for me. I'm seeing more people join, and I feel like I should stay on and repeat myself a little bit because otherwise, you guys are missing out. But what I'm doing is I'm gonna share the whole recording, so you're not missing out. It's gonna come out. Thank you for joining. I hope it was useful. I don't have any script or anything that I prepared. It was very, very spontaneous, but I'll come back in a couple days when I have the disclaimer template for all my subscribers. I'll announce that it's out, that I've sent the email, and then all new subscribers coming up from there would get it in the welcome email already. Have an amazing day. Enjoy this week, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. And I don't know how to turn off the live. Yay. Oh, end. I think end is a good choice. Take care.